Hey everyone, this is Chris and Rob with Chris and Rob Game Room, and we're joined here with Truby. We're going to talk about some things. Mostly we want to cover what we're about to do with all the tournament committee that we got going on, and we have one of the members here, Truby. Truby made it all possible for us to be able to move forward with doing a draft event. I wanted to do it a little bit before he got done presenting everyone with what he did, but I'm sure glad he did because it makes me look less like a fool and more like I kind of have an idea for once. um, so, how, how did you? So basically, Truby made this thing called a draft cube. It really helps you just randomize picks and be able to go through the normal way of doing a rainbow draft, and it's really interesting and fun. How did you get the idea for it, Truby?
Uh, well, for a while, I've sort of been playing around with software to actually just do draft cubes the old style way with, you know, making random foil packs and trying to via software make a draft proxy sort of thing. But then when we got the draft packs, I actually really fell in love with them. I like them a lot, and I thought, well, I kind of wish they would have done this with some of the older sets because, like, I think one of the big problems with draft for especially new players is it's really easy for them to screw up and get like just one of eight characters and try to play with that and do terrible.
Yeah.
So I thought, yeah, this would be a nice way to give people a chance to, go and rebuild those old sets. Like I actually use this to do an AVX draft in uh, my local game store, and it went great. It was a ton of fun. Actually, more fun than any AVX draft I'd done previously. Uh, but yeah, so I really wanted to get that draft pack, uh, get that feel with the with the other old sets, and also I always disliked drafts that were all about. You'd have drafts, and people would be like, "Oh, I completely screwed up my draft. Let me just bring Magic Missile, and I'll just burn them."
Hmm.
So that with the draft pack generator, you can choose which set of basic actions you want. So then you're locking people down. They're like, "Okay, we're only using the Iron Man War Machine draft for our drafts, or we're only using uh, D&D 2 for our basic actions." It helps keep it more thematic, and that's what I wanted. So I decided to make this, and yeah, it's all history from there, pretty much.
Yeah, I
Well, I
mean,
have to say that thing is gnarly. It is awesome. I really dig it, dude.
I've never heard you say gnarly before in my life.
I know. It just came to me out of nowhere.
You were taken over by emotion.
I was. That's how good it is. It makes me puts me back in the 80s.
So last weekend, there was a small group of people that tested it. DM Armada, uh, Truby, Robert, Matthew
Yeah.
Jourdain, and myself tested it, and I was really shocked with how quick, easy, and fun it was, and it just flew by. I think the assignment of the cube and the draft could be done in one day, no problem, as long as everyone's in the same uh, area of the world. I should say that. Let me just put that emphasis in there. Um, so
Yeah,
I think it works perfectly for that.
yeah. I mean, granted, it could be better. There's always room for improvement. As a software engineer, that's you always are seeing the flaws and trying to make things better. It's like right now, it still has a lot of offline things where you have to put things into a spreadsheet and pass them around, not like in a the passing of packs isn't automatic yet. I would like it to be. So you just basically log into a room, your own pod, and the packs come to you as you pick. It's doable. I can get there, but I just haven't had the time to do it. So, but what we have for now, I think works pretty good.
Yeah.
I think it works great.
Hmm.
It works better than what anyone else has come up with, and plus, really, this is like you said, first time first person to put something out. You always don't want it to be the best because you always can think of something that can be better about it. So yes, you want it to be good, but you want it to be improved upon every step of the way. And even us putting out tournaments and doing events, we don't want it to be the best it can possibly be, because it can always get better. And we want everyone to focus on trying to improve the community, improve things like that. And if you can improve anything that anyone does, just shoot them something and say, hey, here's how this can be done. And I think you have an idea of how you can improve it yourself for it. That's really the cool thing about it. So, I'll
see.
What's that, Robert?
Oh, did I cut out? I was just saying that he can do it. He can do it himself and make all the improvements yourself. And I think that's really awesome, because I wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah. So
well, that's my forte isn't web development, so this is actually one of those things where I usually do more standalone applications, and this is sort of a way for me to build my web design, web programming muscle.
Nice.
Play around with these other tools and use them in my actual day job. So
that's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to show everyone the. Let me try to get in here and show everyone what it looks like for the most part. Tools, draft pack generator. Okay. So I'm just gonna make one draft pack basically.
that works.
And by the way, everyone, we are doing, after we talked and we all thought about it, and we're just doing Thor, just to have it be just one set. And eventually, I do want to do a full on just everything. Yeah, a double rainbow draft. Okay, so I'm gonna show what this looks like right now on screen. Sorry, it's a little bit janky, everyone, but I don't know how to do it anyway else, and you got me. Oh, this is a good draft pack. Holy smokes. So what's the distribution in the draft pack, in a pot of 8 draft pack set?
Okay, so from a actual draft pack, it's usually there isn't always 2 super rares in a draft pack, but there usually is. So obviously more often than not, there are 2 super rares, and well, that's always more fun. So in my draft packs, there's always 2 super rares in 8. But so there are 2 super rares out of the 8 packs. In a super rare pack, there will be 1 super rare, 1 rare, 3 uncommons, and 7 commons, plus the 2 basic actions.
Mm-hmm.
Then, if it's not a super rare pack, there are 2 rares, 4 uncommons, 6 commons, and then the 2 basic actions.
Yeah.
Nice.
In this one that I just generated for myself, I got Investigation, Villainous Pack. I got Super Rare Thor, Rare Iron Man, Uncommon Billy Club, Uncommon Karnak, Uncommon Malekith, Common Ragnarok, Common Crystal, Common Iron Man, Common Mr. Fix-It.
Oh, that's your Mr. Fix-It.
Yeah. No, it's the Common. It's your Mr. Fix-It.
Oh, Common. That's mine. Oh, my bad.
And then Karnak, Yarnborn, and Mjolnir. Those round up the commons. So this is going to be an easy draft right here for the first person. It's going to be Mr. Fix-It, of course, because you got the ramp and everything like that for that team. So
True that.
up here, you're going to have, this is the picks that you have from it. Once you select the one, it's going to highlight it, and it's going to be grayed out for you right there. And then it's going to say, step 2 is send this string to the next drafter. So highlight that, copy, and then let's say right here, this is what we're using. This isn't the actual dice count from what I just did, because this is just a mock-up. So you go to the person that you're the next person passing to. Let's say I'm player 1, and then I would pass it to player 2. I would just put it in that slot right under there, under the first pick, and it just goes down and down and down. And we just did 5 because that's how we did it this weekend. And so the player 5 will pass to player 1, and so it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 1. Of course, it works great. And for all those people wondering if it's going to truly be a rainbow draft and you'll be able to see the dice, yes, you can. You just got to scroll down to see however much is in there that you are drafting, just to make sure that you're not giving Robert all the fix-it dice.
Yep.
So
all I need is one.
And then the person that passes you the next string, you paste it right there in because step 3, paste the string you get from the previous drafter here. You paste it there, and then you click next pack. It'll generate the cards that they pass to you, and it'll have the one that you picked, and it'll have one less from the previous picker, of course, because they've already picked that out. And you just rinse and repeat until all the cards are drafted. Did I mess anything up there, Truby?
Nope, pretty straightforward. I may, to try to eliminate the human element error, I may add like a button to automatically copy the string there to your clipboard, so you don't have to actually highlight and copy.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, we were actually doing it in Google Hangouts, and that just got to be too confusing.
Yeah.
So doing it in the Excel spreadsheet just makes it so much easier because you just put it on the one that you want. So.
And it also gives you a record of where the different packs came from, and you can see if something goes wrong, it gives you a roadmap to see who screwed up, because there is still, just like a regular draft, someone can screw up and it can cause a little bit of havoc. But that's why hopefully one of these days I'll get it to more automated, so pull out that human element, and then if there's any goof up, it's just on me.
So in all cases, most likely if something went wrong with someone pacing and doing the wrong thing, it was most likely me. So just blame it on me and the draft, of course. That's always how it goes.
Even if he's not in your pod, just blame him.
It works. Does anyone from the audience have any questions? I know we only have 5 people watching, but does anyone have any questions? Because we don't want there to be any confusion right now.
Mike thinks it's cool.
Ooh.
Oh, and also, something else we can do with the draft pack generator is, it just says, we just did Thor for our test, but you can actually pick multiple sets. So you could have Thor mixed with AVX, and it would generate draft packs from those 2 sets, which would be intermixed. So you could have, you could get a Serena and a Mr. Fix-It in the same pack, something like that.
I don't know what I do. I just quit because I wouldn't be able to make a choice.
Me and DM
you go with Serena there. You go with Serena there.
Yeah, you go with Serena. You have to.
Me and DM Armada did a mock test with AVX, and it's like we both just got McRook in the first thing and didn't get anything else. It was it really goes to show how less the wealth was spread in AVX. Was still funny. I probably would have lost because the cards I have no idea when it comes to AVX. But yeah.
And one thing we'll probably have with the draft is there will be very likely some people needing to proxy stuff. If you draft like the rare Thor and you don't have the rare Thor or super rare Thor, excuse me. Well, as long as you have a couple dice and can just put a piece of paper on it that says this is really the rare honest. I think that's good enough. Yeah.
I have 2 examples of that. I did that with my super rare Malekith. Like, seriously, I'm a super rare.
Perfect.
And then I had some of these blank cards, the little inserts, and I didn't have a rare Daredevil, so I drew one. So
very nice.
Everyone has to draw their cards. Let's put that rule out there.
Can it be stick figures?
It can be stick figures.
Okay.
It's just going to be awesome.
Okay. I'm covered then.
Sweet.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Proxies are definitely going to be fair. I don't see how we could have a online draft event and tell people if you don't have the card, you can't play it. That would be ridiculous. There were some people joking in the practice thing. Oh, so since we don't have it, Chris is just going to send it to us. No, I will not be sending you cards.
Right, and it's also a case where if you end up doing like a set that had one of super rares, like say King Black Bolt, and you get that in your draft pack, well, you should get 2 dice for King Black Bolt, not just 1.
Oh,
so you'd have to proxy the second die or something.
That would be gross. Could you?
Yeah.
I only have 1.
Yeah, it's the one I traded to you.
Yeah. I was like, wait, oh yeah, that only came with one. What am I thinking?
Right.
I didn't hold it back from you, Robert.
You kept my extra die.
So, so the last day to sign up is going to be the 20th. We're going to be assigning pods, probably the 21st. And then depending on your pod, if they can all get together on the 21st, you guys can draft then. And Troy is having a non-Nats on the 22nd, I believe. Let me see. So Troy, who also does online tournaments and all that, he's going to be holding a online non-Nats. Let me see what the 23rd.
Nats.
Yeah, non-Nats. And that's going to be held on the 23rd. So we're probably going to sign cubes on the 21st, which is that Thursday. And if you can draft, everyone can get together and draft on the 21st or the 22nd or early the 23rd, because I am going to be participating in that non-Nats as much as I possibly can.
Do it. I'll be rooting for you.
I don't think it's approaching metal band length yet. It's too sparsely populated for the beard to be like that. My wife likes it, so I'm probably gonna keep this. I think Truby's is metal goatee length.
Yeah, it looks like he's gonna start playing the bass at any moment now.
I think it looks a little more metal when I have it down.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Awesome.
It's like when you have it curled up like that. It's like, yeah, you're metal, but you care.
It's funny because you have something in your background. I don't know if it's a flag or something that's kind of pointing out. So you kind of look like you have horns.
What's funny is that is horns.
Oh, is it?
My wife did a magic costume ages ago.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's hilarious.
That is greatness.
Good.
Oh, that's so cool.
Awesome.
Scarlet Witch mask with the magic horns.
That's cool, man. That is sweet.
Man.
Yeah, former cosplayers.
That's awesome.
I have seen some of your pictures on of a young Truby.
Yeah.
It's
With
really
no facial hair. Yeah.
It looks weird with you. Look like it's just shocking when not to see you without facial hair. Like, I'm sure if people saw me without my facial hair, they would be shocked. But I was just like, holy crap, who's that young gentleman?
But there's part of me, like in the back of my head, that's always tempted, like, just shave it and go to Nats, and no one will know who the hell I am.
It's a good way to go undercover. Like, you can just start asking people random questions and them not know who you are, and then just report back, and they're like, yeah, I asked a lot of people, blah, 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 and just see how it went. And people were like, there was this weird guy that he was just bald and had no facial hair asking me questions, and he kind of sounded like Truby.
They would recognize your voice instantly, I'm sure.
Yeah, you do have quite a recognizable voice.
All right.
I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
Okay,
It's
so
always good.
So I think we pretty much covered the draft event pretty well. Sign up for it. It's going to be the final day to sign up is on the 20th. I put the sign up information in the description, so go ahead and click on that. Sign up now. We have 9 people that signed up. That's enough for a pod and a little bit more. I'd like to have at least 2 to 3 or 4 pods. The more people, the crazier it is for me, the better. I love it. You can ask Robert.
Weirdo.
Weirdo. Since the 2-team takedown tournament has stopped, it's been like I need to do something. I want to do something. So
Yeah, he's just fiending for tournaments at this point. He's got an itch. He's got like this tick, keeps ticking. I'm like, dude, relax, man. It's coming.
That's going to be in the one thing is relaxing.
Yeah, relaxing. There you go.
My gosh. So in the description, sign up for it. We'll love to have you. There's not going to be any prize information for this because we just didn't have anything to put together. We're going to try to put together some kind of donation and stuff like that. And we have a few people that actually want to try to help us out with prizes in the future. So look forward to that in the future. Right now, there's no prizes in this one. This is just for fun because it's such an experiment. So, okay. Now, some people may have seen a few things come out of Origins. Is it Origins right now, or is it just like the pre-Origins thing?
It's still pre-Origins. I think there's some stuff going on, but yeah, festivities I think really begin on Thursday, tomorrow, and it's Thursday through Sunday.
Makes me wonder if they're going to treat it like Festivus and you could air your grievances.
I don't get that reference.
Seinfeld.
Yeah.
I know it's from Seinfeld. I don't like Seinfeld.
Oh.
Sorry, world. It wasn't for me. So
Hey,
regional.
You're not alone.
You're the worst. Well,
Sorry.
he hadn't watched Big Lebowski until like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, and I wasn't impressed.
Moving on. Moving on.
Yeah,
Moving on.
Yeah, Origins is the big 4-day convention now. Yeah, I think there were some drafts firing tonight. I think WizKids had a couple of drafts going, but I think most of the festivities are tomorrow. I think there's qualifiers for nationals on Thursday and Friday. I can't swear to that. I think so. I didn't really pay attention because I've already got a qualifier, and if I go, we're just going to drive in on Saturday and drive back. It's a 3-hour drive, but
Drive in like
No,
you
it's
own
not
the
bad.
place and leave.
Beep, 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 beep.
I almost qualified, but I misplayed. So
The misplay. Classic Chris.
at least I didn't come in second at a draft event and could have had it.
Misplay.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get into the spoilers that have been revealed today. We're gonna try to hit these a little bit fast because there's some from the Warhammer universe that were not spoiled before. It's not that many, but there are some. But right now we're gonna be doing the what is it called?
Infinity.
Avengers Infinity. Oh, I'm losing my mind.
yeah.
Okay, so the first card that I see, because I have it in our little thing, it's Dormammu, and it's called Call Upon the Shadowy Shapes, and it's a mask, and it's a 155-276-286. Is that right?
288. I think.
288. Okay.
Yeah.
And it says, while Dormammu is active, non-villain character dice cost your opponent 1 more to purchase. It's a 6-drop. If you're using it for denial, it's kind of late in the game to do denial, in my opinion.
That's my immediate thought as well.
Yep. Agreed.
Okay.
It's a cool die though.
Yeah.
It's still one of those things though, like if like Polyhulk back in the day, you were polying in Hulk on turn 3, so I don't know, maybe.
Yeah.
It's new product.
Yeah, and a 6 well, and also a 6 cost should be something to help you win, not just slow your opponent down.
Yeah. I if that was a 5 cost, I think it'd be better slotted in there, and the fielding cost is kind of not as ridiculous as some cards in this set, but it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
And then the next one that I have in here is Gamora Power Gem. She is a 1/3/3/2/4/3/2/4/5, and she reads Deadly. At the end of your turn, KO all character dice that were engaged with this character. And her flavor text is Gamora can only be blocked by 2 or more character dice. Interesting.
Yes, I just really dislike that fielding cost. The 1/2/2. It's
Yeah.
she'll always roll on that 2 and 3 face. I guarantee it.
Yeah. And if she rolls on the 2 face, you're like, I wish she would have rolled on the 3 face so I could at least gotten the better stats. Ugh.
True. Yeah. I just like the Deadly and that she has to be blocked by 2 or more character dice. But I mean, if it's me, I'd probably let it go through and just take the 3 or 4 damage.
Yeah, people don't have to block it at all.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's the thing.
Well, unless you're using like the super rare Star Lord and give Guardians call out. Well, but
Ooh.
oh no, that's not going to work because she has to be blocked by 2, and since she has to be blocked by 2, that negates the call out. So never mind.
Oh.
Well, it could also be comboed with another card in here too. The force block global
Yeah.
that we have in here. So if you do the call out and then the force block, yeah, you could totally do it. But
It's a force attack.
force attack? Ugh, gross.
Well,
Yeah.
if we're getting a force attack, there might be a force block as well.
Yeah, somewhere. Yeah, you're right.
Well, there's the two fist wrecker. With
That's true.
Two fist. Okay, and then the next one we have Arnim Zola, and he is called what is that card? They put the dice over what the name is.
Something supreme.
Yeah.
Sorcerer Supreme?
No, I got it written somewhere. Here, hold on. Scientist Supreme. Okay.
I knew it said scientist. I was gonna say that.
Why didn't you?
I don't want to sound like a dum dum.
Okay, and then he's a 2-cost bolt character, and his dice are 0, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, and 1, 3, 4. Fielding cost is good. Can agree with that. And his text reads: when Arnim Zola would be KO'd, you may pay generic to clear all damage from him and return him to the field zone at level 1. This does not trigger when KO'd effects. Boo.
So basically, he's basically like Alfred, except you have to pay for the regenerate type ability. I actually like it. I think it is another thing that's going to make Norman Osborn or Firefly, because he's a bolt as well.
Oh,
Either of
yeah.
those would be good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Think of those guys.
He is a villain, so that does work out quite nicely. And
I like it.
we have one of the more interesting cards next that I think. It's Avengers ID card, Priority Identi card. And it's a 2-cost shield, and it's an action. Yeah, 2 mask, I'm sorry. And it's they have burst and single burst like any other action. But it reads: Avengers characters' dice cost 1 less to purchase and are free to field until end of turn. And the burst and double burst also prep a die from your bag. There's a global on it. The global is pay a mask, target character die in your reserve pool or field zone gains Avengers until end of turn. Avengers family. I kind of like that.
Yeah, that's the kind of global I've been wanting to see for quite some time, because all the other force affiliation card or globals, it has to be in the field. That's nice that it actually does the reserve too. So
yeah.
Of course, I don't think we have anything with what was that from Age of Ultron, the ability that if you field or something that Team Watch.
Team Watch, the greatness that was Team Watch. I liked it though, Team Watch.
So Golden Age, something to throw into Team Watch.
For sure.
It'd be kind of interesting having a villain with Avengers on it. I don't know. I think that's kind of funny. Doesn't really work out thematically, but I really like it. Okay, and then the next one that I have is Black Panther, the Orphan King. And he's a 5-cost fist character, and he's a 042, 152, 182.
Jeez.
Ooh. Always 2 defense. So when Black Panther cannot be blocked by villain character dice or sidekick character dice. No chump blockers for you, sir. Oh my gosh.
Team that up with the Danger Room that makes everything villains, and he goes through unblocked.
Oh,
Granted, but he becomes a villain, and it still has that the magic missile type global on it, so he's easier to knock out, but still could be cool.
If the person's not thinking, because I've seen a lot of Danger Room teams or opponents where they don't think about that global, so they don't save lightning to ping things off, and you could sneak it past someone if they're not paying attention. And then
I like the art on this card.
On which one?
The Black Panther card looks awesome.
Yeah, looks really
Yeah,
good.
I'm excited to see what the other ones are going to be too, because I always thought that the Uncanny X-Men one, like his stats are fantastic, like with that 8 attack, but his abilities were kind of meh. This ability is actually, I think, it's better than any of the ones in Uncanny X-Men. So I'm curious if the other two are going to be equally awesome.
Yeah,
agreed.
You know, if you team that up, if you have that Danger Room on your team, you just put like Wonder Woman on the team or Madame Mask, and you don't have to worry about that at that point.
Right.
I like it. All right. The next one that we have is a 2-cost Fist Black Widow, Crimson Shadow. And she's a 021, 022, a 133, very classic. And she's a grayish bluish type of color dye this time instead of black or red.
I like that dye.
Yeah, looks good. And then her text reads, when Black Widow attacks, if an opponent controls a higher level character die, deal that opponent one damage. Super good. Serena, like you guys were saying earlier before the thing started. And then the global, pay a fist once per turn. Target character die must attack this turn. Get that blob out of the field zone.
That's obvious for building. Getting ready for Origins and trying to build. I'm like, man, there's no force attack global right now, and there's no force block global right now. At least not a really usable one. So, yeah. It's nice to have something like that back.
Yep.
I think she fits into a very good slot. She's honestly, I think she's a very good meta card, and I don't see anyone having a problem. She's a 2-drop. That's so good.
Yeah.
All right. And then the next one I have on my list is Captain America Living Legend. And he's a 133, 254, 255, 5-cost shield, gross fielding. Don't like that. I don't even think that's that much of an attack for the 5-drop, honestly. And his ability is, while Captain America is active, your sidekick character dice get +2 defense.
Meh.
There's so many things that do +2 defense to sidekicks right now.
Isn't there a better version of Captain America that does this already? Isn't there one that gives sidekicks pump somewhere?
In that team pack.
Gives plus attack or gives deadly, and I forget what the other one does. But
it's so much better, and it has the global on there to fill the sidekick. It's a shield plus a generic. That's so much better. I don't like. That's not a very good captain.
I don't like the dye either. It's orange.
Yeah,
it's not thematic.
Okay. And then the next one that we have is Doctor Strange, Defender of the Black Arts, and he's a 7-cost mask. He's a 146, 258, 389.
God.
That 3 is a bit much. He has a tune, which is interesting. While Doctor Strange is active, your action dice costs 1 less to purchase. So, holy smokes, that with him having a tune and that on there, and then if you have another one that's going to be on this one a little bit, whoa, a tune could be really gross.
It's just a 7-drop though.
Yeah, it's a lot,
and it's 3 fielding, so or 6 fielding total, but still, ugh.
Yeah. Well, that Nick Fury that you can field your characters for free if your opponent has a villain in the field.
Yeah,
that's probably good.
That's probably going to be on a lot of teams. And then you have to slot around and make a team fit for that character. Really, what it boils down to, I think.
Yeah. I don't think you need a character to do that for you. I think there's ways to get around that already.
Yeah. And plus, there's not that many action dice that are super expensive, and there's action dice that reduce the cost of actions. So it's I don't know. Then the next one I see is Hulk, Primal Fury. I almost said furry. He's a 6-cost shield. He's a 1/4/6, 2/6/7, and a 3/8/8. With Hulk, I think it's expected that he's going to have high fielding cost, so it doesn't really bother me that much. He has Intimidate. A 6 cost with Intimidate. That's pretty high Intimidate. If it was Intimidate 2, I think it'd be better. But
Did
Yeah,
you just
it's
make up
one
an
of those-
ability?
Yeah. It's one of those things that he's probably not going to be fielded a whole lot. So the Intimidate probably isn't going to be that useful. I mean, Intimidate's always nice because if there's just like one issue, like a Shriek, take the Shriek off the board, and now whatever is locked down can get through. But yeah, there's cheaper characters with Intimidate. So
I always think it's better for the capture blob. Like if he's capturing something and you intimidate him off, he's off the board. Can't you just bring that character back on the board?
So
Yeah.
if Blob is intimidated off the board, yeah, everything he has captured is released, and he comes back on the board. He does not recapture. So yeah.
That
Nice.
Intimidate's really nice for blob, but 6 drop that's a bit much, and 1, 2, 3 fielding that's just insane. Then the next one I see is Iron Man Anthony Stark. He's a 5-drop shield. He's a 1/3/5, 1/4/6, 2/5/7, and his text reads, "When Iron Man is KO'd, gain 2 life."
With that defense, he's not going to get KO'd very easily.
At all.
Well, you could use the super rare Malkith, knock him
Yeah.
out, gain 2 life, but
Fabricate, but
There's Fabricate.
Truce.
I don't know if I want to pay 5 costs to get 2 life and have to do multiple things to get it.
On the low side, you're paying 6 the initial time he goes out to gain 2 life once you KO him. That just does not seem worth it at all.
in general, I still feel in Dice Masters, life gain just doesn't work that well since you can't go over 20.
Yeah.
So
I
that's still an issue.
If they let you go over 20, yeah, that'd be a great card. But yeah, you are definitely right about that. Oh, then we have Loki and his Wall O text.
I like this card.
So Loki, Chains of Destiny. He's a 5 cost shield. I'm sorry, mask. I'm an idiot. And he's a 1/1/5, 1/1/7, 2/2/8. When fielded, choose an affiliation other than villain, placing all previous choices. Your opponent can pay 2 life to prevent this effect. While Loki is active, ignore the text, including global abilities on all cards of that affiliation. That's really good. That is
ridiculous.
super good.
It stinks not being able to do it to villains because it'd be great to do that to a Shriek, but at the very least, like choose D&D monster. There goes Yonti Pureblood. There goes a hell of a lot of the Attune stuff. Yeah, you could choose
Brotherhood.
Avengers, Common, Brotherhood. Yeah, Brotherhood would work.
Are dragons monsters?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're count as monsters.
No more breath weapon.
Yeah, and then more breath weapon.
Fantastic.
Granted, they could just pay 2 life to get rid of it, but
And
I'm
then
fine
we'll
with that.
KO the Iron Man and get it right back.
There you go. That's the reason for it. Yeah.
Robert found the new meta.
There it is. Always bring Iron Man, 5 cost Iron Man.
just
Everyone's bringing Loki now.
just for such an occasion. Okay. So stupid, Robert. So
I
stupid.
just threw it out there.
And then we got Wasp, flitting about. She's a 3 cost lightning character, and she's a 1/2/2, 1/3/3, 2/3/4. She has a tune. When you use a tune, on
Plus gives +1/+1 until end of turn.
Yeah. I was trying to read the small little text, but yeah. So if there's a way to make her unblockable and have her on a team with Yanti, Super Rare Yanti. Gross.
Actually, I just realized that little bit of text. This is grosser than I thought because that little text is when you use a tune on this card or another. So if you have her and Yanti out, you use a basic action, she gets +2/+2.
Oh.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
She's actually better than I thought. Wow.
She's going to fit right on any attuned teams.
Yeah.
Bye-bye, Zendala.
Flitting about. Yep.
Ooh.
It's good stuff. It's good art, too.
Yeah. If we could see the face, though.
She's wearing her mask, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Nah, she's gone.
Yeah. Maybe her face is exactly where the dice is.
Oh, my God.
Okay. Next one we're going to be going to. Thor.
Ooh.
Every problem is a nail. He's a 6-cost lightning. He's a 1/5/3, 1/6/4, 2/7/6. He has a tune that's starting to become a big thing with Dice Masters, especially in this set. I think there's almost as many attunes as there was in the D&D now with this set.
There's been a decent bit, but yeah, we'll see how much.
Yeah. And then he has a global on him. Pay a lightning bolt. Once per turn, the next action die you purchase this turn costs 2 less. Minimum of 1. Okay, that is an ability.
Super Rare Malekith who?
I don't think he's as good as Malekith. Malekith allows you to put the action dice back in your bag.
True.
But you can use them both and reduce something by 4.
So stupid. How many action dice cost more than 4 that you actually want to reach for?
Well, now I've always liked hyper velocity, so
yeah.
Dice Coalition people always talking about hyper velocity.
Is that the one that pings you if you don't attack?
yeah,
Yeah.
you have to attack each turn, and if you don't, you take damage.
That's so stupid.
So good for a draft.
It's fun.
It is fun.
For the person that has it.
Yeah. Oh, it does it to both people, both players.
Still,
yeah.
One's gonna be prepared for it, and one's gonna be like, I don't want to lose this character.
Then I just KO my 5-cost shield Iron Man and gain 2 life back. So it's
Robert always defining the meta.
There you go. You got to use your cards, man. You got a lot of cards. You got to use them.
So stupid. And then we got Red Skull. Cut off the head. ...
Cut off one head.
Cut off one head. ... My bad. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
He's a 4-cost Fist character. He's a 1/3/4, 2/4/5, 3/5/5. Holy smokes, that fielding cost.
Yeah.
And his text seems great on paper, like his card, but I don't think it's that great. When an opposing character die is KO'd, Red Skull gets +1/+1 until end of turn. His fielding makes that ability not that good. If he had a better fielding, it would be different. Like if he was, even if he was like 1/1/2, possibly.
Well, like you mentioned earlier with your uncommon or the Mr. Fix-It KOs teams, where you're just clearing out your opponent's board, this could be good.
Yeah,
he's getting buffed and he's going to go in unblocked.
Yeah.
If you have like the rare avalanche, where when you field a villain, it deals 1 damage to all opposing characters, that's going to KO some sidekicks probably, so he's going to get the bonus there.
Yeah,
so good.
I do. If he was a little bit beefier on his own, I would love it more. Like if he was even like 2 attack more, I think it would be better. It's just a 5/5 and that fielding cost and that.
Honestly, the only thing that makes me hate him is that 3 fielding cost on the
so much. Yeah.
Level 3 face. It's just that hurts so much.
Yeah, because I mean, with Fix It, he at least has it, and he's an 8/8. That's doable.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm very curious what the other Red Skulls are going to look like, though.
Me too.
Hopefully, there's an
So-
ability that's worth fielding for 3.
Yeah. Now, since True, you made that face with the wasp, I'm just imagining Red Skull kind of has like rabbit teeth or something like that, or he's missing some. Like we don't know what's under there because we haven't seen the card.
Maybe
Just
he
like
just
that.
he just got done eating broccoli. They're just trying to cover it up for him. That's all it
Don't
is.
look at me. Seriously, you have something in your teeth.
And then we have Star-Lord, Space Boy. And then he's a 4-cost Fist character, and he's a 1/3/2, 2/5/3, 2/5/4. So much fielding cost. While Star-Lord is active, when a non-Star-Lord Guardian's character die attacks, prep a die from your bag for each die that attacks. So that's a 4-drop that could prep you tons of dice if you have just a Guardians team.
I like it. I mean, there once again that fielding cost hurts, but there's been lots of good Star Lords. I think for ramp, I kind of like this one. Yeah, if you're doing like rocket aggro,
I can
Yeah.
see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we got the reprint of Big Entrance. It has the errata text because we don't have enough big entrances already.
They had to use impulse on something, man. They tried to bring it back. I like that it has impulse now.
They just wanted to let everyone know. See, guys, we said it. We errated it. Okay. So that's all the Avengers that we basically had. Sorry, I don't have the pictures up for you guys because I don't really have it in a way that looks good to present it to you. But I'll put a link to it in the description at the end of the video after we are not live anymore. Then was it the Orcs pack or the pack?
it's the Orcs Warg
Or
team pack. Yeah.
That's such a stupid
Nice.
name.
Warg.
Could you imagine going up to the counter and asking for that?
And the funny thing is, they're gonna know exactly what you're talking about if you're at the game store.
They will.
True. But imagine if they like have these in like Walmart or Target and they don't have it on the shelf and you have to ask them.
Some snotty little 17-year-old kids like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Sorry, it's just my dad game that I like to play.
Oh my god! All right.
All right. So the first one, I don't have the ones that were already listed because I just thought it was going to be over the top redundant of just doing the ones that have already been spoiled. So I only have the ones that haven't on the previous ones. So we have a 4-cost Lightning Battle Wagon Assault Tank. It has frag. And frag is when a character die with frag attacks and KOs one or more blocking character dice with combat damage, deal 1 damage to all opposing character dice that did not block this turn before damage is cleared. And he's a 1/4/2, 2/5/3, 3/6.
Is that a 6 or a 5?
It might be a 3/5/5.
I think it's 355. Ugh.
Yeah.
What is that affiliation?
I think that's
Orcs.
Yeah.
Orcs?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, you sound more understanding of what these things are than what me and Robert were a couple weeks ago when we were trying to like go over what the affiliations were. I've never been into 40K.
I am fairly well versed in the lore, but yeah, I've never actually played the full tabletop. I've done like the Dawn of War games and basically every game that's come out for 40K I've played. Every computer game that's come out for 40K I've played it, but not the actual tabletop because I don't have that much disposable cash.
Yeah.
But I do like frag. I think that's an interesting ability. I don't know about on this specific piece, but
Yeah.
I like that ability. I think it's pretty cool.
I think the
I think
fact that
a
it's
little too
4
expensive.
it's a 4-drop though. Like the
Yeah.
expensive fielding cost is not that ridiculous if it was I don't know.
I don't know about that. I think it's a little too expensive for a 4-cost. 1, 2, 3. The fielding cost is on that 3 side, and it's only a 5/5 for that 3 fielding cost. Maybe if it was a 6/5 or something like that, give me 1 more point of damage for that fielding cost. I don't like that. I probably wouldn't play it.
The other versions of it might have a lower, better purchase or whatever, or better text. I think that's really all you can hope for on that. And I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that. That's
Gazagul Thraka.
okay.
Nice.
Thank you. That sounded so professional. Giant Orc Warlord. He's a 7-cost mask. He's a 1/5/4, 1/6/5, 3/8/8.
Wow, that's a jump.
That escalated quickly.
That escalated quickly. Yeah.
When Gonzaka Thraka deal combat damage to an opponent, you may KO. Yeah, you may KO any number of character dice you control. For each die KO'd this way, deal 1 damage to target opponent.
I think that's hilarious because basically he's taking all of his minions and beating you over the head with them.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few cards that have done that in the past in Dice Masters, and it's kind of like, yeah, like is it Ragnarok or whatever that KOs all? Oh no, wait. U.S. Agent, the sad sombrero die.
The difference with those is you have to sacrifice. This is just KO.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so you can get them back. That's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still. Okay.
Also, he's a max 2, something to notice. At least.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
So you
What
only
that
need
means
1
yet-
team pack for this.
Yeah, we still don't. I was working this out. I don't know how these are going to be packaged because, as we'll see, there's some other that have different maxes.
Mm-hmm.
To get max dice for this, everything we're seeing here, it looks like it's going to be 29 dice, which is a weird number.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because there's a 1 cost. There's a 1 max die. I really like that one. It's very shenanigan-y and it's very hard to get to, but it's a 1 max. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I like it, but everyone thinks it's too shenanigan-y.
Yeah.
All right. So the next one is Mogrok, Know-It-All Git. He has range 1. While Mogrok is active, your other orc character dice get +1/+1. And he is a 1/2/5, 1/3/6, 2/4/8. I can get behind that.
I like them, especially when there's a bunch of low-cost orcs that we're going to see. That a bunch of 2 costs that are kind of low on their stats, but I think that +1/+1 makes them much more worthwhile.
Yeah.
And he's not going anywhere unless you want him to.
Yeah.
Right.
With his defense stats.
And range is I'm still trying to wrap my brain around range. It sounds awesome. I need to actually play with it to to understand it a little bit better, but it seems pretty cool.
I think with that Storm Boys one, where you can give something a range 1, I think that could be pretty devastating because you just put it on a 2-drop and just send that through and have all the range do damage to all the other dice, and then you have like this orc boy being pumped up by Mogrok just go through for pretty good. And he Mogrok Slugga, he's a 2-cost Fist character. There's a lot of Fist characters that are really low drops. And he's a 0/2/1, 0/2/2, 1/2/2. And when Orc Boy attacks, it gets +1 attack if at least 1 other character die is also attacks. It also attacks. So, and he's a max 5 die.
Yeah.
So that's. I wish it was 6, just to have an even number in a team pack. That hurts my brain to try to think of a 5 and other stuff.
No, yeah, this is what's throwing me off because we don't know what these team packs are going to be like. It'd be so weird if we have to buy 3 team packs to get max dice.
I can't. See
everyone loves to bitch about WizKids. I can't foresee them doing that. I mean, I I don't know. I think this is going to be packaged differently. I'm hoping.
I hope they give you max dice with it. That would be
That'd be a dream come true. That'd be fantastic.
I would be pleasantly surprised, but I think we're gonna have to buy 3 because we'll have to spend $40 on the campaign, $30 on one team pack, and possibly 20 to 30 on the other. That just I'm not gonna get into it. Okay,
wait and see.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be as until we get closer to when it's released. We'll
Jeez.
we'll be
That face.
we'll be able to have more judgment about it. But right now, all this is just hey, this is what we kind of have. This is concepts, basically. That's all I'm taking it as is concepts.
I don't know. I'm excited for it.
Oh, I am excited for it too.
And going back to this Orc Boy, if you have that other dude out, and Morgok giving him all +1/+1 and winning attacks, that's a 2 cost. That's 4 attack across the board. That's pretty strong.
And if you, like I said, if you have that Storm Boys and you have a bunch of range out there also, you give him range, so when he attacks, all the other range attacks also, he could quite possibly be unblocked.
Yeah.
That would be ridiculous. Okay. And then we got Orc Knob. that sounds terrible. He's his flavor text is custom shooter, and he's a 3-drop mask, and he's a 1/2/1, 1/3/2, 2/3/3. He has swarm. I don't like that fielding cost for a swarm character.
Well, you just need 1 out there, though.
True. He's a max dice 5.
So random.
Yeah. So there's 10 die. There's gonna be 10 dice that you need to get for those 2 characters, a 2 and a 3 drop. That's what we've seen so far. So 10 dice just for those. I don't know. That's gonna be weird.
And the Orc Knob, he isn't. I don't love him. But yeah, as you said, because of the fielding costs and the purchase cost of 3.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, if you have the other dude out, he's going to be +1 attack, and I mean, it's just overwhelming numbers. I guess is sort of the point.
Yeah, if you take away one of the fielding cost either on the 1 side or the 2 side, I like him better. But,
yeah, I'd agree.
But the one, like, total fielding of 4, that's kind of a lot for a 3-drop, and it just has swarm. That's, I don't know. Maybe we're just too spoiled.
Like crazy.
Yeah,
it's gonna be too expensive to field them.
True. And if you have Nick Fury and there's another villain,
you field them for free.
and we don't know what else is in this team pack. So yeah, there could very easily be something that all your orcs are free to field. So.
Oh, I like that.
And then the last one that we have for the spoilers that we hadn't seen is Warbiker, Daka Guns. I'm sure I'm not.
Guns.
Daka.
I'm sure I'm not saying that right, but we'll go with that. It's a 3-cost shield character. It's a 0/3/2, 1/3/3, 1/4/3. I can get behind that, and it's a max 4. His ability as Warbiker is active. Prevent the first point of damage to your psychic character dice from each source. Okay.
Yep. So it helps prevent range. Range damage isn't going to hit them, and also not going to have magic missile pinging them off.
Or a tune.
I like it.
I think that's a solid one. The fielding cost is not gross. The purchase cost, even if I don't know. I think 3 is probably the sweet spot for that one. And
I think after we get used to having range, I think the protection from range is going to be the big deal here, probably.
Oh
yeah.
Range and a
And
tune. Yeah. Yep. So those are all the cards that we saw today. Do you guys have anything else you want to talk about these so far? Or there's one more thing about the sets. On the campaign box for the Avengers, they showed the max die, the dice that come with it, and the character cards. It's a prototype. Let's calm down and not get upset at them for just showing the prototype, because you might get all the dice that you need with it. May not, but I hope you get all the dice with it. I have plans if you don't, though. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think it's wait and see.
Yeah, exactly what I was going to say. Wait and see, because I mean, for all we know, those cards that are in that display case might not even have backs on them. I mean, that's probably just like they might have just printed them off real quick to just show and used a template that just said max 4. And we could find out that you know, the Serene or the Black Widow is a max 4, but then like the Thor is a max 2, Doctor Strange is a max 2, and that would even out. So you'd still have the 48 dice, but you'd have different counts for the different characters.
Yeah. It seems like less of a we have this completely together and we're happy that we're showing you this. They're like, from what I've seen the pictures, people have been able to look at the box a little bit, but it's not really the main focus that they're trying to focus. They're trying to focus on the cards, which is understandable.
Right.
So that just shows to me that they're not complete with the box yet.
Instead, now we know which characters are actually in the box.
Yep.
And so we know it's the typical all-star lineup for the Avengers.
So let's get hyped about the characters.
Yeah, for real. Can we have a full team of Black Widows yet? Does she have 8 cards?
Probably.
She's like in every set.
How many
her
different?
And Cap.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, her and Cap. Yep.
How many different Hulks are there of? Because I know there's.
True.
How many Hulks and She-Hulks do we have now? Oh, I think we have a team of just that now.
Oh.
Well, there's only 4 She-Hulks, I think.
Well, the on the Thor set, that was technically. I mean, that was Thor, but it was She-Hulk. I mean, it was Hulk, but yeah, we all knew. We hate assuming anything, but we could see it was She-Hulk with the art. So let's be patient, y'all.
Right. People are always very eager to get out the pitchforks and torches, and you just gotta wait and see. And also, we have to remember that the Avengers Infinity was adapted from a Gravity Feed. It was originally intended to be a Gravity Feed set, and they changed course from going for the sealed non-rarity non-blind product. So there's probably some growing pains there switching over to this new format. The Warhammer 40K was intended to be all one package from the start. And that's why we're seeing stuff already, like with the Orcs having the weird fielding or the weird max dice numbers. We don't know what those are going to be like. And also remember, the team pack prototypes we saw, they say very large on them, not final. So you can't assume anything.
I have a weird thought. I have a feeling that maybe possibly 40K might come out before Avengers if they keep having the development that they're having right now with it and can't get the box out for Avengers, because that should have come out a long time ago. Granted, it was going to be blind product, but still, I wouldn't be shocked.
I'm fine as long as something comes out. Give me some cards.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right. So I think Truba, do you got anything else you want to talk about on that you have going on?
I have this rash. No.
Sweet. Pimple popping videos are my favorite.
Yeah.
Let's see the rash.
We're not doing this.
No? All right, fine. Jeez.
All right. So, Robert, you want to take us out?
Yeah. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, obviously on YouTube, and on Discord, Chris and Rob Game Room. Thanks for watching.
Like, subscribe, and all that stuff.
Like and subscribe. That stuff too. That's important. Like, I forgot about. I'm gonna write this down. I'll get it down eventually, guys. I swear.
Need your script. Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I have it somewhere.
All right.
Seriously, I'm a super rare.
All right. Bye, guys.